am Jenny Owens with the Ginkgo Tree, and this is our massage therapist as well, Blake.
Hi. So we were just wanting to kind of chit-chat a little bit, and we want to learn more about Jenny. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about you?
Well, I was born and raised in Indiana, Noblesville, Indiana. I've kind of bumped around a little bit. South Carolina, some other places, Illinois. But actually, Indiana is my home. So I love it here. Mm-hmm. I do. My kids are here, raised here. I've got 4 kids, 5, if you want to call them my bonus daughter. I call her my kid. So husband, and love it around here. And I don't know, a little bit about myself. I used to be a teacher.
Oh,
I know,
okay.
Yeah. So I taught health and physical education. I was also an athletic trainer. I did that all the way through high school, college, and then beyond. So I actually have that certification. I'm not sure I have it now, but I did. Yeah. I kept it for a very long time, and I keep up with it, but I couldn't go get a job in it right now, but I know it. I'm in the Carmel area now. We are in Carmel, and I love our little shop, and here we are.
Yeah. So would you say that kind of role as an athletic trainer, do you think that brought you to massage, or what exactly made you want to jump into massage?
Well, it was my uncle. When I was a little kid, my uncle was in flight school, and he would come home from flight school and be like, "Oh, rub my shoulders. You're my favorite niece." And I'm like, okay. And then he would brag on me to everyone he knew. So all of his friends, he would be like, "No, you have to have her rub your shoulders." And they would be like, "No, I'm good." And then they'd start like this, and then they'd end up laying down completely. Right. And I'm like, I guess I'm a words of affirmation girl, so in touch clearly because of what I do. So that led me to really love it because everybody loved what I did. So so I actually, he's the one who actually got me interested in it. But I went down the pathway of being an athletic trainer because of a teacher that I had in high school that I adored. Mm-hmm. And he made it so much fun that's kind of where I went with it. And I became a teacher and an athletic trainer and health, PE, all of that really good stuff. I was also a softball coach, and I played sports when I was younger. So, and my dad was a football coach. So and my mom was a cheerleader, and my brother played football. So football has been in my blood for my whole entire, I was born on a football game day. So those things actually led me into the athletic training world. And then I had a job in Indiana, and then my situation pulled me to South Carolina. And so while I was there, they were on a hiring freeze. And when we actually moved back, because I substitute taught there, and then we came back, then I decided that I wanted to do something different because I could not find a job in Indiana again. And I was like, all right, I think I'm going to try this out, this massage thing. And boy, I just really didn't know where that was going to take me, because I had my son in South Carolina, and my son had something like Asperger's, and I had to actually really research a lot to try to help him with not only being able to socialize with people, but I found a functional doctor that actually helped me to correct that in my son. And today you would never know he had that when he was younger. I would not label him as that at all. He's completely normal. So I think that brought me so much more knowledge when I went through school, that it gave me a piece that I just never knew that I was going to love. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot about supplementation. I know a lot about diet. I know a lot about massage and muscles and things of that nature. But I think my son was probably my why. I would say he's probably still my deep down why, because I wanted to fix him. I wanted to make him be the best that he could be. And as a mom, that's all you want, is for your kids to just be amazing, better than you. And so that is actually really like what pushed me harder in massage. At first, I was just, I liked massage. It was great. And, I worked in a facility that was, you just have a person that would come in and then your next person and then your next person. But actually, here's something crazy is that I still have people that I first started in Avon, Indiana, and I still have clients from Avon that come to me from Avon. Well, they live in Plainfield, but
that's a drive.
That still come to me from when I started in Avon. And I mean, I love them dearly. And I think that hopefully that speaks volumes that they followed me to Carmel and still do on a regular, consistent basis.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's actually that's a little, how I got to massage therapy.
Yeah. Okay. So you learned Fremmer in massage school, or was that something that you had to go somewhere else and get certified in, or was that all with your massaging education?
So I started out, the school that I went to was Alexandria School of Scientific Therapeutics, and they aren't in existence anymore. The Fremmer course is, but the actual school is not any longer. But when you first started, you were just getting like a Swedish course. Although there was a lot more to it than just the Swedish course. I mean, we learned about supplements and body balancing and hot stone and pregnancy. And I mean, you just so many vast things that we learned. But then there was a course that you could add on later, and it was the Fremmer course. And she made it sound like it was amazing. And I had no clue really how amazing it was until I took the course. And that's actually how that happened, is that I went from one school into to the second course. And wow, I got way more than what I ever expected, because I've seen so many people that have come in with an issue where their shoulder wasn't able to move, or where they could not walk. I mean, they were crippled over and could not walk to my back room. And by the time that they came out from me working on them, they were upright, straight, and felt amazing. And I mean, then I wouldn't even see them for another month. And they didn't look like that the next time they came in. I mean, it was like, I'm not saying that Fremmer fixes everything in a one-time shot, but I've had clients that have come in and had the one-time shot, and it did everything that they needed it to do. And every day I work, I see something that's like that. And it is exciting. It's exciting. It makes me love my job.
Yeah. So Fremmer is different. And it's different because rather than a normal deep tissue massage, right? It doesn't go with the grain. Fremmer goes across grain. So you're getting deeper into the layers of the muscles, right?
Yes. Yeah. Now, there's 4 layers of muscles in your hands and feet, but then there's 3 layers of muscles throughout the rest of the body. So with the Fremmer, it actually not only touches the top layer. It takes a little bit of time to get to that 3rd and 4th layer, but when you first start, you start on the top layer, and then as you continue on, it actually gets to that deepest layer that you have. For instance, when I have one of my Colts players that when I first started on him, Oh my, he was the most ticklish human I've ever felt in my life. We would get like to his legs and he would like put his hand on top of mine and be like, okay, because he's laughing hysterically. He's like, we got to take a break. We have to take a break. And then he would giggle some more and I'd be like, oh my goodness. Now he lays there like he's a dead man. Like he could sleep the whole entire time. So clearly I got through the first layer and we are now at that deep layer. Like we've bypassed all those layers. And when I work on him, I'm working on him to actually recover. Whereas before it might have been just to like hit the surface layers of damage, you know? So yeah, Firmer is great. I mean, it definitely is a cross-grain deep massage.
So you mentioned your son a little bit ago. Can you kind of tell me a little more about all of that and how that involves massage or how that goes along with massage?
Sure. So when my son was little, he had a lot of things that I thought were different than other people. He would spin and he would not understand sarcasm. He didn't laugh. He really had some struggles with people that were his own age. He did well with little or he did well with adult, but kids his own age was an issue. So I knew that there was something that was not right there. So we did a lot of chemical changes inside of him, dietary things. And I think that with that whole entire journey that I went with him and I went through with him, and seeing that, you know, you don't necessarily have to stay where you are in whatever state you're in. Mm-hmm. Not only did I see him change chemically, but I also saw him change by his body mass. Drew was very toxic, and lost like 36 pounds in 3 weeks. It was massive. But because we got rid of the inflammation out of his body, and I thought that, you know, that was something that you just did through massage, but I actually learned that there's a lot of other things that lead into a better body and a better, you know, state of mind. So not only was it clouding his brain, but it was also like causing him inflammation in his body. And within 3 weeks, I saw a different kid. I'll never forget the time where he was in the other room and he was with some friends and I don't even know what kind, they were looking at some book. And the next thing you know, I heard them just giggling and I heard his laugh for the first time in 10 years. And I cried. I mean, I sobbed. And I knew right then that I was on this journey to not only help my child, but to help people really get better in more ways than just my hands. And so that's how it really ties into massage for me. You know, I've studied my kid so much that I bring that information into, I call it my cave, but I bring it into my cave, you know. When we enter in there, and I'm not only looking at what and who you are and the problems you have that are going on with a muscle, but I'm also looking at, are you sleeping? You know, how much inflammation do you have? If you're trying to be a better athlete, are your fast twitch fibers working as fast as they can? You know, do you need something that makes you happier? You know, what type of chemicals? Now, I'm not going to like prescribe things to you, but I'm definitely going to tell you, you need to look into this thing because it helps my kid. Mm-hmm. You know, you aren't sleeping, you know, you need to look into this amino acid that actually helps you to get sleep because that's where your recovery is. I have so many athletes that come in and so many people that come in that struggle with sleep. And sometimes it's diet, a lot of times it's diet, but a lot of times it can be what your body isn't creating on its own, like a supplement or an amino acid of sorts. So, that's how I tie all of what I learned from my son into what I do as a massage therapist too, is that, again, I want everybody to live their best life. I want you to be the best that you can be in whatever you love. I love what I do. I want you to love what you do. And I want you to perform the best that you can with whatever I can help you with. And that's really how that has tied into my practice.
Okay. So it's not only your schooling education, it's the education you give yourself that you bring into your cave.
Yeah, I do. And you help me, and I have a tribe, I call it my pod. I have a pod of people, like my little whale pod, my whale pod of people that we all sit together, and they're the people that I believe in, that I've learned things from, that I've taken stuff from them and they've taken stuff from me, that I actually can, compile this great group of people that actually help people to the best of their abilities, and I learn from people every day. And sometimes I learn things that I don't expect to learn. And it's just the coolest thing ever to be able to help people in a better way. And that's why I love that you're with me, because you add so much more to where we are right now. You have things that I don't have, and that makes us better. You have like lymphatic drainage massage. Like, I don't know how to do that. I think that's really cool. Yeah. You do things with migraine headaches that are different than what I do, but combined, when we put them together, I can help you, you can help me be better at what we do. And I love that. Well, thank you for watching. And please, if you have anything that you have questions about, let us know, because we will try to address those as much as we possibly can. And we are where the pros go.